I understand, Dr. Walker, that you have a short presentation for us. Please proceed.
Good morning, Mr. President, members of the Commission. For the record, my name is Robert Walker, and I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer of Canadian Nuclear Laboratories, or CNL, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Atomic Energy of Canada Limited. And I'm also the President and CEO of AECL. Here with me today are Randy Lesko, CNL's Chief Nuclear Officer and Vice President of Operations, and Joan Miller, CNL's Vice President of Decommissioning and Waste Management. Joan and Randy are accountable to me for CNL performance against all our CNSC licenses. J'ai l'intention de comparaître devant la Commission en février avec des collègues provenant des ressources naturelles du Canada et de EACL afin de vous fournir une mise à jour complète sur les progrès que nous réalisons sur notre démarche de restructuration. Tandis que nous sommes ici pour examiner nos performances de 2013, j'aimerais aussi vous mettre au courant brièvement sur les activités de restructuration afin de fournir davantage de contexte pour la réunion d'aujourd'hui. This November, we formally moved to a new legal entity and identity, Canadian Nuclear Laboratories, also known as CNL. This transition included the transfer of all AECL regulatory licenses to CNL and was the culmination of many months of hard work and planning. It also represents a major milestone in the process, which will conclude with the implementation of a government-owned contractor-operated management model anticipated to be completed in the fall of 2015. We have one slide here. This slide illustrates our organizational relationships when restructuring reaches its intended end state. As you can see, ownership of CNL will be transferred to a private sector company. AECL will remain as a Crown corporation, albeit much smaller, and will retain ownership of site facilities, intellectual property, and liabilities on behalf of the government, while overseeing the performance of the GOCO contractor in accordance with an oversight framework. The CNSC will continue its regulatory relationship with CNL, the licensee, monitoring its performance against the obligations expressed in its licenses. And AECL will continue to report to Parliament through Natural Resources Canada in the same manner that it does today. With the GOCO management model, the new CNL will have private sector management, operation, and business practices. This will help us to further improve and to better seize market opportunities in order to strengthen Canada's nuclear sector worldwide. The employees of CNL are focused on three mandates. First, to manage Canada's radioactive waste and decommissioning responsibilities safely and effectively. Second, to ensure that nuclear science and technology capabilities support the government in matters of health protection, public safety, security, and environmental protection. Third, to provide industry with access to innovative nuclear science and technology expertise on a commercial basis. The government is the customer for the first two missions, industry for the third. With a new name, corporate identity, and focused missions, CNL will operate with the same strategic outcome that articulates its role as Canada's premier nuclear science and technology organization. Our activities will help ensure that Canadians in the world receive energy, health, environmental, and economic benefits through nuclear science and technology with confidence that nuclear safety and security are assured. And we will do so with the support of the Government of Canada, which continues to invest in the revitalization and modernization of the Chalk River site infrastructure. Construction of our new Science and Technology Laboratory Complex is well underway, which will complement the many other facilities we have on site. The renovation of one of our existing buildings is nearing completion, which will create 12 new laboratories to enhance our hydrogen isotopes technology capabilities. Other improvements, including the supply of potable water to the site, updates to our IT infrastructure, enhancements to our Class 4 power supply, and improvements to NRU are all ongoing. These investments are important to our future and to meeting our regulatory commitments. As the largest nuclear science and technology laboratory in Canada, we recognize the significance of the work we do on behalf of Canadians and the responsibilities we have in safely and securely conducting this work. The launch of CNL was indeed a major accomplishment in the restructuring process. Our efforts remain the same, to advance science and technology for the benefit of Canada, and are underpinned by the dedication of our employees to meet the conditions of the licenses granted to us by the CNSC. Nuclear science and technology is our overriding priority. Nuclear safety is our overriding priority. I believe our performance over the regulatory period illustrates this commitment. CNL operates 4 sites that are evaluated against 14 safety and control areas and has achieved a satisfactory rating from the CNSC staff in all these SCAs with the exception of 1. Randy Lesko will now speak about the improvements we're making to achieve an acceptable rating for Chalk River Laboratories Fitness for Service, SCA. Merci de m'avoir donné l'occasion de prendre la parole aujourd'hui. Je serai heureux de répondre à toutes vos questions une fois que M. Lesko aura conclu ses remarques.
Thank you, Dr. Walker. Good morning, Mr. President and members of the Commission. For the record, my name is Randy Lesko. I'm CNL's Chief Nuclear Officer and Vice President of Operations. Today, I will provide you with a brief update on work to improve our fitness for service performance at the Chalk River Laboratories. We have realized progress against this SCA in the past year that shows a clear trend towards improvement and a satisfactory rating. Investment is underway. As Dr. Walker has stated, CNL is addressing aging infrastructure through the recapitalization of the Chalk River site. Since 2011, over $200 million has been invested in site infrastructure. Priority NRU improvements activities are continuing. During 2013 and 2014, maintenance outages, inspections, equipment, and upgrades were completed as scheduled. NRU's 2013 and 2014 annual 30-day extended outages were completed on schedule and without incident. Completion rates of these planned activities averaged at 94%. Inspection results confirm that the NRU vessel remains fit for continued operation. Fitness for service of the NRU vessel is being enhanced. We are taking measures to improve environmental conditions in the vessel annulus. This includes welding of sealing plugs, ventilation changes to further reduce ingress of water and air. We continue to improve our maintenance activities. In 2014, all regulatory and mandatory preventive maintenance activities for NRU systems were met. Through work management improvements, we have reduced our elective maintenance backlog by 30%, our corrective maintenance backlog by 65%. Efforts to further reduce backlog by enhancing work management practices and scheduling of maintenance outages are underway. We are investing in and enhancing safety and reliability of the NRU. For example, we are now through the 3rd year of our 5-year, $83 million Integrated Implementation Plan, or IIP. At the end of 2013, 27 of 45 IIP high-priority improvement activities have been successfully closed. Since then, we've completed an additional 11 activities, bringing the total to 38 high-priority improvement activities completed to date. While 2% of our IIP actions are delayed, overall 68% are complete. Of these completed activities, 29% were completed ahead of schedule. The first phase of IIP remains on schedule for completion by October 2016. Detailed plans are being developed to continue NRU improvements after 2016. Our system health monitoring program is improving. As planned over the past 2 years, we have prepared and issued all 46 NRU priority system health reports. To further improve the program, we have benchmarked with industry to establish better performance indicators. These indicators are now in use and enable improvements to the overall system health program. In 2013, CNSC staff performed a compliance inspection of our system health program and issued 3 recommendations and 4 action notices. To date, all the recommendations and 3 action notices have been implemented. The final action will be completed on schedule this month. Through these activities and many others, we've made clear progress in the improvement of our fitness for service performance at Shawcross Laboratories. We will continue to make improvements to ensure we meet CNSC expectations. Closing, Mr. President and members of the Commission, I'd like to emphasize that we have operated in compliance with all the licenses with due regard for the safety of the environment, the public, and CNL employees. We've complied with our license conditions and regulatory responsibilities, and we will continue to do so. My colleagues and I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you.